วัสดีค่ะท่านผู้ฟังวันนี้เราจะมาคุยกันเรื่องความสำคัญของการตระหนักถึงความแตกต่างทางวัฒนธรรมนะคะเพราะว่าในการใช้ภาษาเรามีความจำเป็นที่จะต้องเข้าใจวัฒนธรรมที่แตกต่างกันอาจารย์เจ why is understanding cultural differences important
Well, if you talk to people from other cultures, it's just as important as speaking the same language. There can be many misunderstandings, confusion, and through not understanding another culture, and it can also make people uncomfortable. But understanding another culture, you can develop closer friendships. If it's for business, you can make more money by understanding what your customer wants and what they expect.
yeah but I think first we have to understand the differences first so
Yes.
that we can accept the differences.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise, we would may be doing something that might insult some people without knowing it or
Without
without
knowing.
intending to.
It's exactly right. It's exactly right. There's so many different differences, even within English-speaking countries, which that's a future topic. There's so many cultural differences between England and the United States. Many of us learn by trial and error. We find out after we make our mistakes.
So our radio program is trying to discuss some of these issues. So what are they, Ajahn? Because we have the series, we have about 15 programs to offer to our audience.
Yes. Well, today we're just going to talk about some examples of experiencing cultural differences and why they matter, why it matters to understand. Some of our future shows will be about some misused words in Thailand, travel etiquette. We're going to talk about Japanese etiquette also, cultural differences within ASEAN countries, differences between the culture in Thailand and the United States, the differences in culture between the United States and England, and many others.
สำหรับรายการของเรานะคะจะมีอยู่15รายการนะคะก็จะพูดถึงวัฒนธรรมต่างในประเด็นต่างๆหลายแง่มุมด้วยกันนะคะก็จะเป็นมุมมองของเราทั้งสองคนนะคะซึ่งท่านอาจจะเห็นแตกต่างไปก็ได้นะคะแต่ว่าเราก็จะมาลองแลกเปลี่ยนกันดูว่าที่เราศึกษามาและที่เขาพูดกันหรือมีประสบการณ์นั้นเป็นอย่างไรนะคะทั้งนี้ก็เพื่อวัตถุประสงค์ที่เราจะได้คือมีความเคารพในวัฒนธรรมที่แตกต่างแล้วก็รู้ว่าจะปฏิบัติอย่างไรนะคะ So Ajahn, I was just talking about the purpose of this program that is intending to make people respect other people's differences
Yes.
and how to react properly. Maybe.
Yes. Well, I think it's important to try to understand, to be open-minded and accept that there are differences, and I think it's best to try to laugh about the differences. It's, no culture is, in my opinion, superior to another, and we're all different, but we all need to get along. So just learn and accept and laugh.
Yeah, so we are going to start by the very, very initial and fundamental issue to greet people, like in your country or
Yes.
you.
I found this article on fluentin3months.com, and the person wrote about the common greeting in the United States and also Canada, of just asking, "How are you? How are you?" But when people say that, they really are not concerned about your health. It's just it's just a common greeting. Basically, it's like just saying hello. But in the United States and Canada, he goes, "How are you?" And you just automatically say "fine" or "good" or "okay."
So you wouldn't go on describing your health. I went to the
No,
hospital.
no. Oh, I have these back problems. I didn't sleep well. No, they don't. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. It's just being polite. This article, it says, one of the first conversations I ever had with Lauren, a woman's name, when I met her, was how confused she was from her American perspective about something that she was doing wrong in restaurants while she was traveling through Europe. And she told this woman that she kept getting strange looks from people, but didn't understand why. So she had lunch with her, and the woman, when the waiter came up, said, "Hello, how are you?" to the waiter. And of course the waiter was shocked and gave her a strange look, and so the woman was like, I know why people are looking at you. In Europe they just don't do that. They don't ask strangers, "How are you?" So, but in the United States and also Canada, it's very normal. It's very normal. So if you're with an American or a Canadian and they ask, "How are you?" Just say, "I'm okay," or "I'm fine."
But one thing about these differences is that when you are a traveler or visitors or tourists, then you are sort of open and relaxing to these differences, isn't it? Or you are still being shocked.
Well, I'm open, but I often don't understand at first. I often don't understand. I mean, I'm definitely open, and I know that when I travel that people are going to do different things and say different things, but I don't always understand it until someone explains it to me or I read about it.
Like in Thai, we greet by saying "Pai nai." You may have heard this since you've been here quite some time. Like, where are you going?
Yes.
But we don't expect any real answer.
So-
We just a way of greeting.
I'm curious. How does the response in Thai translate?
Maybe we say just over there, over here, or
Okay.
just this next bus stop or whatever.
Okay.
Not really expect any true answer. But some people do. Some people tell you the truth.
Yeah, that one really surprised me. When I used to live in Korea, and there was a woman who, every time I wanted to go to the bathroom, she would ask me where are you going? Where are you going? And I was not comfortable telling her, "I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom." And so I didn't know what to say, and so I used a very polite Southern American expression, and I just said, "I'm going down the hall. I'm going down the hall." And it's a very polite way of saying I'm going to the bathroom, but I don't want to say it. And she would just look at me, and she was very confused because I kept saying I'm just going down the hall. She didn't understand what I was doing.
I think many Americans or our foreigners in Thailand might experience all of this.
Yes.
Where are you going?
Yes. To
We
us,
don't want to be nosy, just want to greet.
but it's surprising because, it's more like it is kind of nosy. It is kind of. Normally, we don't ask that unless we really want to know. Like someone's leaving a meeting or something, some important thing. Is, "Where are you going? Why are you leaving?"
Yeah. And another thing about greeting, when I studied in the States long time ago, and people ask me, "How are you doing?"
Yes.
And it's what does it actually mean?
Just hello.
Yeah,
Just
but
hello. Same as how are you?
I am a truthful person, So I answer, I'm reading a book.
The normal response to what are you doing is normally nothing.
Nothing.
Working, nothing.
Yeah. Maybe this was because we learn by reading. We don't learn the expression that they use in real life.
Exactly.
So we
exactly.
translate it, we
Translate it
translate it.
literally. Translate it literally.
And another expression to greet people, Ajahn, what's up? What does it?
That's slang. It's slang. It's very, very casual, very informal. You wouldn't really use it with colleagues unless the colleagues were also friends. It's more, close friends. What's up? Nothing.
Okay, that's very, very good to know all of this, Ajahn. So maybe our audience can write to us their experience or
Yes.
comment on this.
We would love to have more stories to talk about on the air.
Yeah, you can write to School of Liberal Arts or log on to our website for the School of Liberal Arts to respond to this issue of greeting people. Ajahn, next we move to something else.
Yes, another funny article I found on fluentin3months.com. They titled this one "Beating Around the Bush." In this story, a Canadian was traveling in Germany, and she was going to. The Canadian wanted to take a photo in Starbucks cafe, and the waiter came up and said, "Please don't take photos in our cafe, thanks." And she was horrified by his rudeness because please don't take photos in our cafe, thanks. In North America, in the U.S. and Canada, they wrote, what someone would say to be extra polite. The waiter would come up and say something like, "Hi there, how are you? Is everything okay with your mocha? Anyway, no biggie, no big deal, and I'm really sorry to disturb you, but unfortunately, we can't allow photos to be taken in the cafe. I hope you don't mind, and I'm so sorry about this. Thanks again for coming to Starbucks and enjoy your drink." Yeah, actually, I'm from the South. I'm from Texas. And
So you're familiar with that kind of expression.
People are like, the language is very, very polite. And that would be normal. And in Texas, if someone came up to me and said, "Please don't take photos." It's shocking. How awful.
But Ajahn, maybe it depends on your voice too, isn't it?
It does.
Your tone of voice.
It does.
If you are looking so cute and you just say with sweet voice.
That tone of voice means everything. Tone of voice means everything. But this story talks about in Germany they speak much more directly, and also the German tone, the accent is more. It's stronger. It's a much stronger tone of voice. So it's someone from Germany. They, to an American or to anyone else might sound like they're being rude, but they're not. They just speak more directly. They just speak more directly. North Americans, we use the term sandwich words. Use polite words, then the direct thing is sort of in the middle, and then we say more polite things afterwards, so that the whole experience is more pleasant.
So from both speakers and listener, it's just nice to understand these things.
Yes, but
with the nature of the people and the tone of voice and the situation.
Yes,
and of course, we should not be angry too easily.
Exactly. If just because you think someone is being rude or doing something that's considered rude in your culture, it may not be rude in
and the limitation of language too.
That's true.
So they can't say something very.
That happens a lot actually with me in Thailand, because I want to say something in a very, very polite Southern way, but the person who I'm speaking with doesn't understand it because I'm using indirect language and they don't understand. They don't, so I have to use the blunt, direct words, but I try to make my tone. I try to make my tone as nice as possible, but I'm still using these direct words, which I don't like doing. But also, this other example, it's in Germany, and English is not the first language of Germans. So, a lot of people, a lot of the speakers are limited in their knowledge, and so they really only know the direct words. So in that case, tone, if you have to use direct words, then tone is extremely important. Very important.
Like like the expression "what do you want," Ajahn?
Oh,
Yeah, it's very rude, isn't it?
yes, in English it
But
sounds
sometimes students who just learn English, they don't know how to express their need, but
I know,
they use
yes.
this expression.
I was recently on vacation, and I went into a shop that sold shoes and clothes and beach towels, and when I walked in, the woman said, "What do you want?" And I was like, it kind of sounds like you're gonna rob them or something. Like, what do you want? You get out of here, get out. If you work in a shop, it's better to may I help you? May I help you?
Yes, to
Or,
learn the correct expression.
what are you looking for? Okay.
Ajahn, talking about beating around the bush or to be indirect, sometimes I think it's sort of our Thai people also like to do that. They don't want to say something direct because they want to be considerate,
Exactly.
of the listener's feeling.
Yes. Yes.
So they just don't say it directly.
Learning from my Thai friends, there are a lot of similarities in the way where I'm from in the South, how we speak and how Thais speak, because we use a lot of very indirect, polite language, and so there are a lot of similarities. The only problem is a lot of people don't understand the American polite language because it's not literal. You can't really just look in a dictionary and it doesn't translate.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And expressions, they just don't really translate.
Ajahn, I think we have time for another story of yours about noises and things like that.
Yes. This is about car horns, and when Westerners first visit many Asian countries, like Thailand, Indonesia, India, we are surprised at how many people use their horns and how noisy it is. People honking their horns all the time. And I was actually really surprised because people would honk at me, which in the U.S. it's really rude. It's like saying that you've done something wrong. You're doing something wrong.
Even in small cities, Ajahn.
No matter, even in big cities, it's just, if you honk at someone, it means that they are doing something really wrong and you are angry with them. But here and in India, this article talks about, it's like an indication that they're going to do something. They honk because they're behind you or they're going to pass you. But it's surprising because Westerners don't know that. They don't know why they're honking. Anyway, in this article, I thought it was funny because they're talking about how Westerners are surprised when they go to Asian countries about how noisy and honking their horns and how rude. But it talks about this Indian man who traveled to Chicago in the U.S. and how no one honked their horns, and it was so quiet. The streets were so quiet, and he didn't like that. He didn't like it. He said it sounded like a funeral because it was so quiet. And it said, "Why?" He said, "Why is it so silent? What's wrong? It was hard for me to sleep that night with all that spooky silence." So it's a shock for in the reverse.
Because it's different.
Yes.
But
Yes.
different people makes the world, อาจารย์
Yes, it makes it fun and interesting. It makes it fun and interesting.
But of course, when we go to another country or in another environment, we should learn what they do
Yeah, yes.
to react properly.
I think it's very important. I always try to read as much as possible before I go to another country, so I don't embarrass myself, or so that I don't do anything illegal or wrong or rude. But not everything is covered in books and on the internet. You have to sometimes find out for yourself. But it's always best to just be open-minded and be observant. Look and watch what other people are doing or are not doing.
Yeah. And I think we wait for our audience response too.
Yes.
Do write to us to School of Liberal Arts at the website STOU, so that we know what you think.
Thank you for joining us.